I'm about 5 miles, 4 or 5 miles in now. Just starting the first climb. For those of you who live in the Bolton area, this is Olkin Lane. Starts off quite flat and then ramps up to a bit of a slope. Just on the left here, where them houses are, that used to be my old secondary school going back a few years before it got knocked down. So this bit's pretty flat. So I think we're just about starting on the slope now. At various points you might hear me shout out what the grade is just looking at my Garmin. It's a quiet road, this one. It's not too bad for cycling. Nice and wide. I've put a couple of climbs in today because climbing's not my best. So this year, that's my mission, to get better at climbing. 6%. It's quite a cold day today. I think it's about 7 degrees, but there's a bit of a wind. But I'll tell you what, this guy coming up, if I had that coat on, there's no way I'd get up this hill with that coat on, so fair play to the guy. Never gets easier, does it? Yeah, I've got a few layers on, so I'm not too cold myself. Still in shorts. The only time later on in the ride I start feeling it on my face. That's about the only cold bit. This is dragging on for a while. I didn't realise how slow I was going until you look at it back. So I think this average is about 6 or 7%, this I would say. Starts off at 5 lower down and ends up about 8, I think. Blowing a bit now, as you can hear. The end is in sight. So normally on a ride, what I do when I get to these crossroads, I carry straight on.
Like a 8% kicker at the end.
But what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn right, go back down, get to the bottom of a couple of other slopes, and I can climb again to meet up with where I would be if I carried straight on. So for those of you who do live round here, I'm on to Charlie Hall Road now, heading down, and I'm going to be heading down to Johnson Fold. This bit's a nice slope, and a bit further on it gets steeper, but the quality of the road's not best, so I didn't push it. I'm getting to about 35 miles an hour down here. Flattens out again, and then it's round about a left onto Mossbank Way. This is one of them nice slopes where it's not too steep, and if you're in the mood you can really hammer it down here. Nothing worse than a car slowing down when you're doing so. You've got to scrub your pace off. God's on my side there. If you ride down this bit in autumn, it's a nightmare. There's bits of branches, twigs, leaves, everything in this cycle lane that never gets moved really because the cars aren't going in it. But it's okay today, February. To the junction, Smithelsdean Road. Take a left here and then a few yards down to the bottom of the dip, and then the climb starts. It's quite a long one, dead straight but long, and it's one of them where you've just got to get in a rhythm, whatever your rhythm is, and tap it out. So I've skipped bits in this, otherwise it's just going to take us half an hour of me going slow. But you'll get the flavour of it.
Dean Road, 8%, 7%.
Yeah, I think 8% is about as steep as it gets. More likely to be 6s and 7s. So as you see, there's still houses on the left. As they start finishing, I'd say we're about a third of the way up.
Eases off to 7%.
So I'm not feeling too bad at this point, just plugging away. Going past a school, I think, kids' primary school, and this is about where the houses end, and you're just into the country. Like I say, probably about just over a third the way up, maybe a little bit more. Watched a lot of cycling videos on YouTube, and you never get the real slope looking at it on camera for some reason.
5% for a while before it kicks up again.
think I'm just starting to feel it about now.
Seven now.
I think we're getting there.
Oh,
Yeah, I'm feeling it.
that was tough.
Rocking about a bit.
%, last bit.
So after a minute recovering, I just turn it round now to show you.
So give you a bit of a look back now.
And you can't see anything.
I don't know whether the cameras will pick it up, but the tall buildings in the distance is Manchester.
On a clear day like today, you could see for miles. Fantastic sight. The camera just doesn't do it any justice. So turn right onto Scout Road, which is quite flat. Again, I'm going to split this up because it's just riding along here for a while. Slight uphill now, just to get to about as high as we'll get today. On our way down, turn this bend and it's all the way down to Belmont Road. You couldn't see it on camera there, but there was a massive pothole just as on the bend there that you couldn't see as you came around the corner. We just about managed to avoid. it's about this point my face is getting really cold and I'm starting to not lose interest in the ride, but just as you see, I'm just freewheeling and not putting much in. It's just like, let's get it done, even though there's probably about, I don't know, maybe about 10 miles to go. Turn right onto Belmont Road, and this is one of them sort of, I don't know what it is, like very slight slope that feels great. You get up to like 25 mile an hour and it feels almost like you're doing 25 on the flat. Maybe slightly over 25. This is only my third ride out this year, all the rest has been on the turbo. I think just a couple, this was on Thursday, I think I did the Monday before that and then the Saturday before that. Roll on summer. Beep, I don't know, I think that can only be for drink some more water or something like that. Doing well if you can go on a ride without temporary traffic lights cropping up, and as you see in a minute, I don't manage it with this. Here on it's quite a slope down, and again, if you were confident that the road wouldn't be full of potholes, you could really get some decent speed up, but it's a narrow road, cars coming past you, not confident of the surface. I think again I was about 35 miles an hour as we get onto the slope in a minute. I'd like to blast it down here and see what I could really get. maybe one for the summer. Coming down into Astley Bridge. Used to live around here when I was a kid, and I'm going to go past the chippy in a minute that I used to go to on the way back from the pub, and God, I could smell it as soon as I went past it. Smell of curry and Chinese chippy it is. Used to be a Bolton chippy, I don't know if it still is. Just there on the corner, Sue's chippy. Yeah. You live near there, you've got the smell of chips and curry permanently. And just as I turn right here, on my right, I don't know whether it'll show up in the camera, that building there on the right, just going past, that used to be the Three Pigeons pub when I lived up here, and it's apartments now. Spent a few nights in there. Turn left here and I'm going down Crompton Way towards Hallithwood now, just to extend the ride a bit. I think I got it out to about 22 miles or something like that, which when it's cold I've had enough then. Used to cycle this way to work when I went on my bike. When I used to work. Again, a nice slope. Pick up some decent speed down here. Bottoms out round about here, but you've got enough momentum. It goes up the other side now, but you've got enough momentum to take you up the other side without too much effort. Oh, bugger. So coming up to the junction of Crompton Way and Tonmore Road. So I'm going to take a right at the lights, and that's going to take me down into Bolton town centre. I was going to stop it now really, because it's just built up area, it's not really anything to look at, but then I thought, well, you never know, somebody might be interested to see Bolton town centre, so I'll go through the centre and then stop it afterwards. I've got about think I've got about 7 or 8 miles to go after Bolton Centre, but it's all just going out of Bolton back to Black Rod. I can see why loads of cyclists go through on red. Nothing worse than stopping when you can see there's nothing coming, but I'm a good boy. Still on Tomwell Road. Girls, now we're getting October. Two bridges have train lines on them. I think they're both still in use. town centre now. So this is Bank Street, and when we get to the top of this, we'll be really in the town centre. I think this is called Bradshaw Gate, this area, and it's a Thursday about, I think it's about 2 o'clock, maybe 1 or 2 o'clock, and it's just empty. Although to be fair, it is the end of town without many shops. So I'm going to turn right in a minute. It takes me into Great Moor Street, and then I'm going to wrap it up there. Then I've got about a 7 or 8 mile ride back to Black Rod.